Right, so the car's up in the air. It's resting on an axle stand, so it can't go anywhere. This is to replace the discs and the pads on a Citroen C3 Picasso. Making sure before you do anything that you take the reservoir cap off of the brake fluid chamber. So to release the piston back in to the caliper, insert there and pull across. That will push the piston back into the caliper, allowing you room either side for the new discs and pads to fit. So first of all, you need a 13 spanner on the bottom of the caliper. So once this nut's almost undone, slacken off the top one. If you were just changing the pads, all you would need to do is take the bottom one and slide it up. Because we're changing the discs, we need to undo both of these bolts. So once that caliper's neatly tucked away over here safely, you can now remove the brake pads. Looking at the brake pads, as you can see, this one is crumbled. For removing the brake disc, you must loosen off these two nuts, one there and one there. You'll need a set of sockets like this. I believe it's called a Tox. It is number 55, a short one. Looks like that from above, star shaped. You need this to undo these two nuts. So with both of these nuts now coming out, the holder that holds the brake pads in will come apart and you'll be able to then remove the disc. There's the bolts. They're reasonably long and they're very tight, so I suggest you use a big bar like I've got there to help break it. And as you can see, these are now coming apart, and there's a part of the actual brake pad come away. As you can see, there's the old rotor. It's not been used in about a finger fatness of the brake disc here, and a considerable amount possibly here. Once removed, that's how it'll look. Give this a wire brushing to clean it up, or put the new disc on. This is now with the new rotor put in place. Done up the two retaining screws first. So back again with the 55mm Tox to tighten up the bracket that holds the brake pads in. New disc now in place, and I'll just give it a quick wire brushing to clean off the soot. Here's with the new pads now installed, clipped into place. And as you can see, I'm using Bosch brake pads because I believe you shouldn't compromise on safety. So there we have it, all reassembled, all nuts are tight, ready now to do the other side. So here's the condition of the two brake pads. One of the discs, the other disc, and the other brake pad. That's just under 35,000 miles on them brake discs and pads from new. So with both wheels on, both sides of the brakes now done, time to check the reservoir level, which as you can see, due to the new brakes being fitted, the levels come right up. So now to put the cap back on, pump the brakes, make sure you've got a good firm pedal, and take it for a little test drive, nice and gentle, to ensure that the brakes are working properly.